You might have heard of popular benchmarks like SWE-Bench, LiveCodeBench, as well as some more specific ones like MMLU Pro and AIME. While these benchmarks all highlight different strengths about the LLMs, it can be highly beneficial to understand, at least with a broad stroke, what they're meant to measure. Among other tasks that Cline can help you in your software development lifecycle, by far the biggest use case of Cline is coding. So if your use case for Cline is heavily driven by coding tasks, using benchmarks that measure the model's coding ability is an effective way to find the best model. SWE-Bench is a benchmark that measures how well the large language model understands a requirement and generate code snippets. The reason why SWE-Bench and SWE-Bench verified benchmarks are commonly used in the coding industry is because it solves real-world software engineering problems by testing against actual GitHub issues curated for testing the LLM's capabilities to patch them. However, it's common to find contamination in these benchmarks, which means LLMs might have already seen the problems and solutions during training. So looking for benchmarks that either manually verify the tests or only test with questions that are past its knowledge cutoff date is important. Other comparable benchmarks that are also useful for measuring coding skills are LiveCodeBench and BigCodeBench. So using these benchmarks to choose models for tasks relating to coding, like fixing issues, code generation, and refactoring, can be a really practical approach. Another popular use case of Cline is coding problems that are heavily domain specific. For example, domains like healthcare, financial forecasting, applied mathematics, or game engines all require skill sets beyond pure programming. These coding tasks typically require a deep understanding of each domain's unique knowledge base and information. In this case, evaluating models from benchmarks like MMLU Pro, GPQA, and AIME can be useful since these benchmarks are meant to test the model's domain expertise in fields like biology, math, physics, and more. Another big use case of Cline is MCPs. Some Cline setups have heavy reliance on MCPs for tasks like web scraping, browser automation, real-time documentation, extended memory, and more, all of which require the model's ability to make proper tool calls and also consistent tool calls. In this case, using benchmarks that demonstrate the model's ability in tool usage is important. Benchmarks in general only tell one side of the story. So as you continue to expand your use cases in Cline, it's important to not only know what these benchmarks are intended to measure, but also just experiment yourself by testing it on your own environment. And thankfully, selecting Cline as the LLM provider can give you direct access to a wide list of models that you can switch back and forth to try them out. And the more you're able to understand the model's unique strength, it'll help you master how to get the most out of Cline.